Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. The Tigers' long wait is coming to an end as they'll put a foot to it and the season will get underway. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. From the gun to Gill, looking for room. Brings him to the open. Stopped him at the 41, but that's a big pickup of 15.
It's so nice as an offense to know you can generate explosive plays by handing the football off to this guy. He has got incredible speed.
Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. They're going to go right back to him on first down. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Offense trying to go RPO, but how about the defense? Up front, their front seven, they had dudes winning, just being way more physical and able to get to that running back.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Pulls it in. It's Clark. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket. Threw it in there. Great job. Great catch.
Rushes on him. Grab him. It's Martin. Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 41 after the good game there.
Really nice job there by the quarterback, understanding that it's zone coverage on third down. You're going to have to find someone working into a soft spot, get the ball out of your hands quickly, make an accurate throw, and pick up the first. Well done.
And the Golden Flashes are moving quickly down the field. Got him in. It's Clark. Space at the 25. Touchdown, Kent State. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
A lot of coaches talk about scripting the first series. You could tell the script reads, get that wide receiver the football because he can make plays. The quarterback, you can tell he has confidence in his guy. He finds him, and he does the rest.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Lewis wants to pass. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain. Let's take a minute here and talk a little Memphis. The good news about starting the season outside the top 25, not a lot of lofty expectations. You can sneak up on a few teams, but sooner or later, you're going to want to get that attention and get into those rankings.
A lot more, but it's not impossible. In recent years, you saw it with Indiana coming out of absolutely nowhere. You saw it back in the day with USF. You've seen it with Rutgers. Like, in the past, you can do it. You can put it together, gain some momentum, but it starts with this game right here.
TCU reached the national championship game a few years back, and no one expected much of them that season either, so you never know. And what's important is what people believe inside your own locker room. This team thinks they can do some really special things this year, and they get a chance to start strong here in week 1.
A strike downfield. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. So the big gain, all for naught, brought back due to the laundry on the field, and they'll try it again. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Throws to the tight end. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up. Memphis will be forced to punt. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He's got it. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. Guys, let's see how it goes this time for the Kent State offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with his 7-0 lead. Out of the chute, cut cross to the right. He gets it out across the 45 and out of bounds at the 46.
It's hard to have success on wide receiver screens when you're facing press man coverage because your blockers out front oftentimes can't pick them up, and that receiver gets gobbled up as soon as he catches the pass. You saw it on that last play.
Going to swing it on second down. Quick completion on the out. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
Well, that's great timing by the quarterback and receiver on that out route. If you're going to be running that against man coverage like they were there, that ball has to be thrown early, and it's got to be thrown out in front of the receiver, and they execute it perfectly.
Quick completion to the right. Waters that shoulder, delivers the blow. Defense is there to make the stop, and he's got the first down, and they'll have it first and goal at the 6.
What a start for this offense throwing the ball. I love how they've come out in this game, and they've been aggressive. They've already scored a touchdown, and here they are taking another shot and getting a big play. If you're on defense, you have got to find a way to slow this quarterback down.
They'll run it on first and goal. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you can tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small game, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you need to run an RPO. I think you love starting the year off with some momentum, and that's exactly what this offense is doing. They're firing all cylinders, defense doing their job as well. This team getting out the gates to start the season in great fashion.
And the extra point makes it 14-0. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Memphis has the ball back, and the offense ready to go to work. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to kick and kick and kick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Well, the defense did a pretty good job that time on the option play of having someone dedicating themselves to the quarterback to get him down. Not enough to stop the offense from picking up the first down, though. The defense really needs to be keyed in on this because they're going to see this option play more and more as this game goes on.
Lewis to throw. Fires to the wideout. Got his man downfield. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back out. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
Wow. 4 plays on this drive by the offense. They already got 3 first downs. We knew they had a lot of playmakers coming into this game, and they're showing that right now. This defense is going to have to make a play at some point here and stop the bleeding.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Smith. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking a handoff. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is after the catch.
He's got his man. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, I think for that play to work, you need to have some access and cushion and coverage for the receiver to be able to do something with it after the catch. That time, the defender was just way too close, all over him. He tackles him for no gain.
Wants to go up top. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
They just have not been able to get this guy going. They've thrown it to him over and over again here in the first quarter, and QB and him just not able to link up. The defense knew that was where this guy was going to be looking, but these two, they have got to find a way to get on the same page.
Looking to the end zone on 3rd and goal. Into the end zone. It's picked off, and they ruined the drive with a turnover. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the deck.
Nothing going right for this team early in the first quarter here. The defense is getting gashed, and now you've thrown a pick. The head coach has got to get his team together and get everybody to calm down and settle in.
And this defense, they've got to do a big job here. Like, offense puts you in a bad spot. You haven't had some great moments, but this possession, we got to get a stop, got to stop the bleeding, and get the ball back to our offense.
One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to it. Just gets it to the 28, pick up of 1.
You definitely want to commit to the run game. You want to establish the run game. You want the defense to honor it. But if it doesn't work a little later down the road, you might think about airing that puppy out.
Offense gets set for 2nd down. Back to pass. Snagged in the middle. It's Mark. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the 2nd quarter. Guys, that'll do it for the quarter, and it's Kent State on top. And they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. Now to see if they can answer this early blitz here in the 2nd quarter. They've got a 1st down here to open the period. Leaves it with the running back. He breaks a tackle. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
You know, the one thing you can say about this defense, they pursue the football. The first guy might miss, the second guy might miss, but there's going to be more and more hats flying to the ball carrier. You saw it on that play, getting the tackle for that.
Got a man, it's Martin. And a good job in coverage there. They stop it after just a few.
I know, everyone's yelling like, you didn't get the 1st down, we need more yards. But if you think about it, nice short completion, sets up a 3rd down. And guess what? Nowadays, 4th down, green light. We're going to go for it anyways.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Dumps it to the back. Makes the grab in the open. This freshman quarterback is slinging it out there to pick up that 1st down.
This offense is clicking, everything working together really well. Coordinator, quarterback, offensive line, good rhythm, good flow. Defense is going to have to find something to kind of mess up this timing they got going on.
To the air on 1st down. Might be looking to run. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be 2nd down.
And finally, this quarterback looks human for one play. He has been lights out up to this point. Very accurate, making good decisions in a beautiful rhythm, and finally throws his 1st incompletion of the game.
Oh, he's got some space. Big pickup on that one. They'll mark him out at the 40.
And this is the frustration in playing man-to-man coverage. All the guys on your defense are chasing their guys. They don't have vision on the quarterback, but he is such a good athlete. He notices it, he takes off, he chews up yards, and makes a big play.
Safe completion on the screen. Down to the 32 and out of bounds right there.
Love the execution there on the screen. The running back shows pass protect, pass protect. Last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
From the gun, running back gets the give. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down.
You got to be impressed by what you've seen by this offense. so far in this game. In the first half, they've got a nice lead, and they've been able to do it with explosive plays, but they've also been able to do it with efficiency and getting first downs and staying on the field. And you saw another great example right there running the football. Anything they want to do right now is working.
And he's left with no option. He just threw it away.
Good decision by the QB. You're outside the pocket. You're trying to find an open target. No one's open. Throw it away and live to play another day.
So now it's 2nd and long. He's got it on the right. Now it's a run into the goal line. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Kent State.
And you always want to get the home crowd jacked up and get them excited. Get out to an early lead, and they have 20-0. Defense playing well. Offense playing well. They got a lot to cheer about here at home.
Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. Trailing by 3 touchdowns. If you're going to get back in it, David, the time to start is right now.
Got to start now.
He's going to let it go.
Man, that's a tough play to make. When you're that far down the field and you're trying to control your body and run as you're laying out, that's a really great effort, really good concentration, and that is how you make your quarterback look really good.
And to get rid of it quickly.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Now the play fake. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
All right, you got to be careful here if you're the quarterback, right? Back-to-back incompletions. You've had a nice drive. You're still in field goal range, though. Think about this. You cannot take a sack. That has got to be what the play caller is reminding his quarterback about in the headsets right now. If it's not there, throw this thing away because we've got a chance to at least get 3 points here.
Another incompletion on 3rd down.
They've done a nice job marching the football down the field to get into this position in the red zone. Thrown incomplete on 3rd down. So the question now, are you going for a touchdown, try to pay this drive off, or are you just going to take the points?
Not a chance. Missed it. Couldn't find the range on the field goal. Couldn't cut into the deficit, and they are still by 21.
Hey, sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
Got to be smart, patient, great vision. Uses all of that to get to the 29.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
The Golden Flashes in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Looking to fire. He let the thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection.
Well, it's been a tough day for this defense so far, guys, especially against the pass. They haven't been able to force that many incompletions. They've already allowed 2 TD passes. They need more plays like that, and they got to be able to put it back-to-back to gain some confidence defensively.
And the Golden Flashes come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32. The Golden Flashes will snap it on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, the running back has it. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
If you're going to stop the run run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. It's buried. Gets into the 36-yard line. First down for this offense.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys on the field. Stringing first downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Got it in the middle, it's Etheridge. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Second down coming up. 42 spike. Caught behind the line. It's Clark. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
I like the slot receiver because he gives his quarterback a good option working the middle of the field. He's a nice weapon in this offense.
And the Golden Flashes are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. And they'll miss the connection here on 3rd down.
Yeah, and I think 3rd and short is the perfect time to run RPOs because I can give the football or make the read, but I got to make sure in these situations I'm accurate with the football either way. Wasn't accurate with the football, now you got a 4th down situation.
On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. And it's swatted away. It's a turnover on downs.
Man, those 4th down stops are so huge for momentum to turn the ball back to your offense. Great pass defense, seeing the ball, breaking on it, swatting it down so the receiver couldn't make a play. Nice job by this defense.
They'll get this drive started from their own 45-yard line. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Fires to the big fella. Almost got it to midfield on that one. He's out of bounds a yard short at the 49.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
Lewis wants to pass. Got his man. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Memphis picking up the tempo. Looking downfield on first down. Almost intercepted. It'll fall incomplete. The defense almost came up with a turnover.
And that was another ball thrown in harm's way. And this young man, he already has 1 interception. That was almost a second. Just playing a little bit loose with the football. Let's make sure we get that dialed in. We can't make those mistakes. Hard to win games when you make big mistakes.
Inside the 20, stopped at the 19 as they try to get a score on the board before the half.
You know, tight ends are such matchup nightmares and problems for defense. They're too big for DBs to cover, and they're too fast for linebackers to cover. You saw it right there.
This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far. It's starting to get things moving. It's 1st and 10. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. They'll move it back, and it's 1st and 15 for this offense. The snap sets up the throw. Looking to buy time. And the laundry drops as the pass falls incomplete. Let's see who the penalty's on. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. After getting moved back, it's 1st and 20. set up to throw. Finds his man. It's Bussy. And he'll be smacked to the ground. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? And he can't connect on the throw. It's incomplete.
In football, you hear the term quick, but don't hurry. And you could tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick. And I think he hurried it a little bit too much. Got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate with his pass.
Remember, they missed a field goal on their last drive, but at the very least, they need to get back in field goal. Touchdown, Memphis! A great catch and run for 6.
We needed that. They needed to punch the ball in the end zone. They needed to cut this to a 2-score game, and they needed some positive momentum. Something going well, something to point to at half to say, guys, we got a chance. That drive, they put it together. Nice job by this offense.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? They'll go to Garcia. Now after that run, they're in pretty good shape at the 30-yard line. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. No chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. Trailing by a couple of scores, they'd like to generate some confidence here early in the third quarter.
Down 2 possessions, the coaching staff met in at halftime, and they've probably scripted this opening drive. Just like they do at the start of the game, they've now got an idea of what plays they feel most confident in, what plays their quarterback is seeing the best to go out here and execute a scoring.
Well, and it's nice to get the ball first. Like, I got the first opportunity to close the gap a little bit, apply some great game pressure to these guys. So I think getting the ball first, driving down, scoring right here will be huge.
And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
And this offense just has to find a way to convert this 3rd down, or else they are really in trouble. Throws to the wideout. Oh, man, another incompletion. That's 3 in a row.
And you got to wonder if this offense is going to go for it here. They're trailing now by a lot. I know there's a lot of football still to go, and I know they're on their own end of the field, but just kind of get the feeling their defense hasn't gotten a ton of stops. They may need to stay out there. They're going to need this quarterback to make a play.
Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stops. Guys, let's see how it goes this time for the Kent State offense. Complete to open the drive. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Ooh, and that was close for the offense. They try to go wide receiver screen. They're counting on that receiver beating that defender. Wasn't able to make him miss that time, but if I'm on offense, I'm going to get the right play.
Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
I defense, man, it helps you a lot when you can be a linebacker or a corner or safety, anybody, and you see the QB throw the football. Now I can break on the football right away and limit gains like right here on this play.
A chance to sort of put the defense on its heels if you convert a 3rd and long. This one from the 44. Off the RPO, quick throw to right. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a 1st down at the 44.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
The inside handoff. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Great job at contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the 2nd half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise,
nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the 1st down.
this is a very tough slot receiver to cover if you're a linebacker because of how quick and how shifty he is. You never seem to know which way he's going, and he always seems to create an open space for his QB.
From the red zone, looking for a receiver. And it's caught. Touchdown, Golden Crashes.
And this receiver is on fire. He's got all the skills that you look for in a big-time target, and that's already his 2nd touchdown of the game.
The kick is up and good. It put one more on the lead. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. Rice has the lead right now, but they haven't been able to separate themselves just yet inside this building that hosted Super Bowl 8. They're up by a field goal over Ohio. He'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Leaves it with the back. At the 35, he's got room. Oh, there's an alley to the left. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38. Memphis wants to move quickly.
What a phenomenal job in the open field, breaking off the long run, and they're not going to just take their time and huddle up to get the next play call. They're right back at the line of scrimmage, going tempo.
I mean, getting suffocated right away. How about the DB? Just seeing that initially, pulling the trigger, getting to him, get him on the ground, get the tackle for a loss.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Man, the momentum is squarely on their side right now. It's starting to feel like they're running away with this one. They scored a touchdown their last time out. Now on this drive here in the 3rd quarter, the defense makes a massive play against the run, creating a negative play. They've got the opponent going backwards.
And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. Intercepted, big play, stops the drive. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
Well, he started rolling to his right, and because of that, it allowed the defender some time to close the distance between himself and the intended target, and his speed got him to the point, and he was able to come away with the pick.
Working that wide receiver screen. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
lot of times you want to buy space, and you throw this route really when it's off coverage. But you could tell the cornerback was up, ready to come, pounce on that screen, and get the ball.
And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
Great job by the defense, understanding what they were seeing. They played the read game beautifully, strung it out. Quarterback continues to drift to his left. No space to get through. Tackle for a loss for this defense.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. He'll get rid of it. Incomplete behind the receiver. Maybe this freshman got a little too anxious.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable 3rd and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
Not going to get a chance to field that one, and the punt will bounce out of bounds. Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you've got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win, and David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Lewis to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the left. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quickly out to the tight end. Forced out of bounds, and they'll mark it dead at the 34.
Hey, that's a great job executing the drag route. You just bring the big fella across the formation, wait for him to come open. The quarterback does a good job seeing him, finds him in the hole, hits him. Perfect job.
Going to take a shot on 2nd and short. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be 3rd down.
The big tight end tries to make a catch, and you could tell extends for the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it, and the big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
Completes it in the middle. Moving deeper into enemy territory. Move the chains. It's 1st down at the 27. The Tigers want to pick up the tempo. Wants to keep it in the air. Throws for the tight end. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Coming out of the tunnel in the 3rd quarter, this quarterback now is really struggling with his decision-making. 2 picks here in the 3rd quarter. This looks like Jekyll and Hyde from what we saw in the 1st half.
Well, and the bad thing is they're going to be in passing situations. They're coming from behind. They're going to need him to play.
Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
And listen, the offensive line has to do their job, but a really good job by the running back, understanding where his hole is. Go hit it, get the 1st down, don't mess around. Nice job following his hole, getting positive yards. Doing a great job of coverage. Obviously, you got to play run first. Always, that's your first thought process. But then reading the QB's eyes, breaking on the football, catching it. And then from there, it was easy. Just take it right to the house.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Picks up the 1st down. Really good job
running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on, hard to get him to the ground.
Versatility. You can see he can catch it out of the backfield like a wide receiver, or he can run it. Nice job catching the football with his hands, using his speed to do the rest and get into the end zone.
He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. Snap before the end of the quarter. Lewis wants to pass. Makes the grab. It's Hawkins. And as they get him to the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the third. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody, based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. Starts with a second down play. Looking to fire. Throws to the wideout. Just about had another one picked off. They've already thrown 3 in this game. They're lucky it wasn't 4 there.
This quarterback has thrown a lot of picks. I don't know if he's just not seeing the field right or he's just trying to force too many throws. That should have been number 4 right there, but the defender dropped it.
Ball's at the 27. This offense facing a third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the grab. And boy, is he close to that first down. Maybe just a couple of inches short. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
Really nice job by the offense. Hey, man, trust your guys, right? We got all these analytics on fourth down, said to go for it. They trust their quarterback. He gets it done with the completion and gets the big first down.
Lewis to throw. He unleashes a long one. Makes it into the 20. Sees him in open space. An opportunity all the way inside the red zone. They'll mark it at the 19.
Keep him out of the end zone, boy. Keep him out.
Trying to cap this drive with the pass. And it's picked off for the 4th time today. He'll try to take it back. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return. Guys, let's see how it goes this time for the Kent State offense. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, with the defense trailing, they're trying to dictate to the offense now. Really nice blitz call that time, blowing the run play up for a huge loss. You're probably going to see that again. They're trying to find a way to create a takeaway, create negative plays, and get the ball back.
And off from the shotgun. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
I know you can play these late-game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Quarterback making checks. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. With the catch, it's at. They'll move the chains. Good execution on third down. They've got it at the 41.
And they found the big fella again, and they found him early and often today. They featured him here in the fourth quarter. Still time left in this football game. I imagine he's going to still continue to get the football thrown his way.
And the golden flashes. Getting set on 1st and 10.
Let's get out of here with the win,
Give to the running back. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before. He makes it to the 30 and gets a first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The golden flashes are marching down the field. Wants to throw on first down. Trying to set up the screen. They make the stop, but a good pickup there on first down.
He didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If he could just make one more guy miss, that might have been huge.
And the golden flashes come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Takes the handoff. It's his. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
Everything going the offense's way. They're trying to ice this game late. They've got a really nice lead, so you just want to run the ball, high percentage throws, and keep the chains moving, and they're doing that. This has been a beautiful drive to watch. Offense continues to stay in a nice rhythm here late.
The jet sweep pass. Not enough space. Touchdown, golden flashes. They get it into the end zone to pay off that opportunity.
Salt into wound, right? Late in the fourth quarter, you can run the football, run this game out. No, sir. I'm going to continue to pad my stats, find my receiver out wide, and get me another touchdown.
And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they built this sizable lead. He'll bring it out. It's Bussy. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed.
Yeah, those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did on the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? In this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. And the Tigers have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. Catch in the middle, it's Hawkins. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. New set of downs after the completion.
This quarterback obviously did a lot of film prep coming into this one. He has been picking this defense apart. With that last completion, guys, he's now got over 300 yards.
Oh, he's got some space. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Tiger.
Yeah, and this offense needs a spark, man. Down big. Listen, it's game one. It's not the end of the world, but we got a deficit. Got to put some drives together. Nice drive here. Now the defense needs to do their part because they got to put this thing in turbo.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great college football matchup. Arkansas State is currently up big right now in a game they'll be talking about in Jonesboro for some time. They're up by 31 over San Jose State. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates you'll see in here, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. What a tackle in the backfield. He'll lose 6 on the play. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Golden Flashes have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. They'll move the wide receiver. Quarterback flips an egg quickly to the receiver. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
Let's see what they do on 3rd down. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And it's knocked away, incomplete on 3rd down.
Oof, you got to be careful if you're the quarterback there. 3rd down, you know, you see a lot of exotic coverages by the defense. That time they played zone, and he tried to force that football into a real tiny window. He's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
They'll get him down at the 21-yard line. The coverage team able to stop him right there. Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. Wide receiver going in motion. Lewis wants to pass. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the 4th quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
Here he goes, breaking the pocket. And that is his 5th interception, a nightmare he is not waking up from. And after the throw, out of bounds at the 12 to set up this offense.
The number one objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much, late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
Guys, let's see how it goes this time for the Kent State offense. Pulls and fires complete. And he'll run into the end zone. Touchdown, Kent State.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. And the offense out on the field to go back to work. Looking to throw on 1st down. Pucks it out of the air. And a nasty move, and now he's got room. Finally corralled, but not before. He picked up the 1st down. Last completion moved the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Lewis to throw. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. A deep throw as the clock winds down. And it's another interception as his assault on the record book continues.
And man, we've seen explosive offensive firepower all game long. And here we are late in an obvious passing situation, trying to get this thing close. The big INT. Finally, the defense makes a play, and David, it looks like they just closed the door on this one.
Well, and you know, Mr. Quarterback, defense wins championships. And how do you seal a game? The defense coming up with a big moment. Yes, obvious passing situation. You know they're going to throw it. The big INT, and that might seal their fate.
They'll run it to keep the clock moving. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks.
Smart offense. I love it, man. Make them use that timeout. Run the football. I can run the football and let that clock now tick inside of a minute. I'm in great situation to win this football game. Just be smart and keep that thing running.
Stopped in the backfield, and this defense has forced him into fourth down.
You want to end the play quickly, get in the backfield that fast, get to the guy, and get him on the ground. Nice job penetrating right from the snap, getting off the ball so quick, penetrating the backfield, making something happen.
And the golden flashes will bring the punt team onto the field.
Guys, what are you doing?
Just complete and utter dominance in this one. Outplayed their opponent and took care of business.
Yeah, total domination in all three phases of the game. Offense, defense, and special teams. This team came ready to play, and man, it was pedal to the metal right from the opening kickoff.
And that's how you like it. Forget the close games, forget the heartbreakers, this play could decide it. Just frying pan, meat, face, ball game over.